Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio Colon Sr. and this is the EC Show coming to you from beautiful, sunny South Florida. On my left is the face of the franchise, Enasia Colon, is in the house today. This is a full EJ production in association with Jeremy Torres and the boys up here at the Performing Arts Center in Coral Springs. Liam is also in the house today. Liam is going to be kind of like our intern for the day. He's actually underneath EJ's wing, so we got to make sure that EJ knows what he's doing, even though EJ doesn't normally know what he's doing sometimes. But that's okay. We still love EJ for sure. This show is sponsored by KD Power Greens, our urban farm microgreens company that I own with my kids. Guys, make sure you visit kdpowergreens.com. Guys, just a reminder, brand new War Chant EC Respect merch available now for pre-order at enasiacolon.com. That's ENASIACOLON.com. And the show is sponsored by AutoNation. Guys, if you're in the business of looking for a car, look no further than AutoNation. They got all of your car needs covered, and tell them the boys from the EC Show sent you. Now, real quick. It's good to have you back.
Good to be back.
We couldn't speak about it before, so we're going to talk about it now. We teased it a couple times, and people kept asking us, about what was Enasia doing in Seattle, Enasia, please let them know what you were doing in Seattle.
I was training with Seattle Reign, the pro team in the NWSL. It was a great experience. It was amazing over there. The staff was absolutely phenomenal. The head coach was super nice, and I also got to meet Shoutout Lee. Coach Lee, he's a very funny guy, super nice.
Lee Wynn, right? That's his last name, Lee Wynn?
Yeah. And Manuel, thank you. He was a really good guy too. He was making sure I was all settled in, all good, everything like that. So
we had to be really hush about it. We couldn't say anything. We teased it a few times. We talked about it a little bit here and there, not too much. But, once it finally happened, and it was finally like, we got a picture, Enasia in her, her NWSL, Seattle Reign merch, and this, that, and third. Then it was like, okay, now we could speak about it a little bit, and we could tell people about it.
Right.
This has been in the works for about a month to get out there and basically train with them, and them get, to look at you and see how you are or whatever.
Right.
What did you like about it the most, about your time there? Your apartment was dope.
Yeah, that was cool. My apartment was super nice. The place is super nice. Seattle is a really pretty place. Nice weather. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. My favorite memory.
I didn't say your favorite memory. Just what was your favorite part?
Favorite part?
Like, what did you like? Like, what did you like about whether it was like the training session, the food? Like, what was it about the atmosphere in with the Seattle Reign that you liked the most?
I would say the training sessions, because they were really good. The first couple of days was like a lighter training session, just, work up the legs, all that stuff. And then once later in the week got on, then it was like small-sided and high-intensity pace, playing like tight spaces, chaos. And I really do like that stuff. So that was like my favorite part personally. And then also at the end we did, fun finishing, and, like they beam the ball at you, you have to take touch shoot and just rack up points. I thought that was pretty dope.
Shout out to Spencer and his wife Sophia. You got to meet her for the first time.
Yeah, that was eye-opener. She's super nice though. And Spencer, he did try to see me, but there was so much traffic on the day that I was leaving. He had to go to a Seattle Sounders game. But there was also a Seattle, don't correct me if I'm wrong, Mariners game at the same, it was ending at the same time the Seattle Sounders game was, so there was so much traffic. But no, it was a really good experience. Definitely, yeah.
So, funny story real quick. So, for those that don't know, obviously Enasia went to Arizona State University. Year 2, she's there. She hits a 35-yard game winner against the University of Washington.
Shout out to the girls I met there. Some of the girls that were there went to UW, and I met them, and they were super nice.
So Enasia texts us and tells us, and she goes, "Guys, these girls are the girls that I scored the bomb on."
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, because that was like a couple years ago, and then they were like, "That's you? Like, you're Enasia?" Then they were reminding me about the goal, and I was like, "Oh shit." And majority of them went to the school, so I was like, "Oh."
So they literally would complain, because they were like, "Yo, we had to watch that over and over and over again."
Yeah.
During the film session.
Sorry, not sorry. But they were super nice.
So sorry, not sorry, right? That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Just once again, a friendly reminder: September 7th. I already told everybody. You have to be there. FSU plays FAU at FAU. It's in our backyard. If you've been asking us about Enasia and playing locally, she will be there that day. If you're not there, you are disowned by me and my family. We will not, Jeremy, you already get it. You're going to be there, but you're not going to be in FSU colors. We totally understand. For those that don't know, our producer is a University of Miami supporter, so that's cool. That's fine. We still like him. It is what it is. But September 7th. Sorry, September 7th. We don't have the time just yet. They haven't released the time yet, but we'll figure that out. There was a little bit of an issue when Enasia was in Seattle.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam and Phil. Coincidentally, our friends Sam and Phil just so happened to be staying out there in Seattle during that time frame. And the plan was for Enasia to go with them because she didn't have training on July 4th. So after training the 3rd, she would hang out with them, spend the 4th with them, and then come back to train on the 5th. They actually they have a home in Bainbridge. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Bainbridge, you actually have to take a ferry from Seattle to Bainbridge to get there.
Right.
So Enasia gets picked up after training by Sam and Phil. They go out to get a bite to eat, and you can continue.
Yeah, we went to go get a bite to eat. They wanted to take me to this very nice fish and chips place. I was starving because I ate, but the time they picked me up was a big gap. So I ended up eating a burger. I was starving. I finished the whole thing.
English people.
And then I had a piece. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It was good. So we weren't even in the restaurant for that long. We were in there for maybe 30, 45 minutes max. I took pictures of the pier and the ferry we were about to go on.
Beautiful. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The big Ferris wheel I saw.
Yeah, and then we're walking back to the car because you put the car on the ferry and then you walk up and wait. So we're walking back to the car and Sam goes, "Phil, why is the trunk open?" And Phil's like, "Oh, I'm pressing the button. I probably did it by accident, whatever." But as we're getting closer to the car, it's not open. Somebody broke into the back of the car. And mind you, when they picked me up, I put my stuff in the back of the trunk. And mind you, it was tinted, everything. Sam and Phil, they're blindsided. Phil says there's a bag in the car. I'm like, okay, so one of my bags is still in there. But I guess the people that took it swapped my bag with theirs. So Phil's looking through the bag, see if there's any ID, anything like that. There's nothing. All my stuff is gone. I'm just trying to not freak out because London and Z were with us, so I was trying to make sure they were good. London's running around. She has no idea what's going on. And
so basically, Enasia got jacked by a Seattle junkie. That's basically what happened, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
North Face, clothes.
Yeah, my backpack, my laptop was in there because I had homework I was going to do there.
This is Seattle, you were beautiful. We're not going to hold this against you guys. But this is a bad experience, and the police didn't do their job.
Yeah, Phil called the police. They didn't end up calling Phil back until 5 a.m. the next morning, and it was just a whole crazy thing. Yeah,
it was a disaster.
And it wasn't a rental car. It was a whatever it's called, Turo. So Sam had to call them, say this whole thing. It was just a bunch of stuff.
Sam and Phil are absolutely amazing because in all actuality, they literally replaced every last thing, and that's a testament to how they are as just individuals. They're just straight aliens.
Sam's calling everyone, and Sam's look up a local Target or Nordstrom, and Phil's you're worried about shopping. I'm worried about fucking figuring this shit out. And I'm standing there, and I'm
I knew they were gonna do that because that's just the way they are. You know what I'm saying? That they weren't gonna that wasn't gonna happen on their watch. So they literally ordered Enasia's MacBook before they even got on the damn ferry. You know what I'm saying?
I was super appreciative. I told them multiple times, thank you so much. You guys
they're amazing individuals.
This is Ena's third MacBook, by the way.
No shit. Who you telling? I bought the first two. Remember? Oh no. The school bought the first one. I bought the second one.
The second one, that was my bad.
Yeah.
That was my bad.
I had to make sure that it was
okay, but that was reason. What do you expect me to do?
I had to make sure. Jeremy, just to let you know,
what?
do me a favor. Both of you guys talk in this
TSA.
direction. EJ, talk in this direction.
She was going through TSA, and what'd you put?
No, I had ice. No, I was going through TSA, and you know how they are stingy with whatever water. So I had ice in my Stanley, but it was too big to go through the thing because it froze together. When you put ice together, it freezes. So then I walk out, whatever, and then the ice melted. I don't know how the ice melted literally as soon, and my the compartment for my computer is behind it, and there was water in my computer, so I had to get a new one.
That's great thinking, by the way.
But at the end of the day,
Enasia has terrible luck with electronics. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not forget how many fucking iPhones I had to fucking rebuy her because she either lost or broke or this or that, whatever.
Wait, what?
You're most definitely the most
not me.
child.
That was him.
No, that was you. What are you talking?
No, it was not.
Enasia, you know how many you had to go through in IMG? Do you forget that?
What?
You
I
went
went
through
through 2.
3.
Oh, pardon.
Three.
My name came through
2.
this.
3.
I've gone through. I got hit by a car when I was a bike. That's one.
Okay, that was crazy.
And then another one. Ina and I were throwing a football, and my phone broke.
Walk
That's
in this
2.
direction.
That's 2. Let's finish that one.
No,
face this way.
my phone fell out of my pocket. We were throwing snowballs at IMG because it was the first time I saw snow. And I was throwing snowballs and my phone falls out of my pocket. I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck, there's nothing I can do about that shit. Like what? And then the next one was, I don't even remember, but he got me on the, like what? Like this reasoning is that this is not even in my control.
So put it this way,
time.
2 iPhones at least and 2 MacBooks.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the span of 21 years.
No, but I mean,
Like, what?
that's
Like,
never
what the
happened
fuck?
to me.
Like,
Like,
what?
that's never happened to me. And Liam, you can speak if you like. Like, Liam is our intern for the day. Liam can speak if you like. You can say, it's never happened to me. Let's see, look, 1. There you go.
Okay, and how old are you?
17.
Okay.
You
Like,
see?
what? Like exactly. The last one was my fault.
No, but I knew Phil and Sam were gonna do the right thing, and shout out to Wendy, my wife. She texted me yesterday. Not to mention the horrible flight that Enasia ended up having to come back.
Oh my god, yeah, that was even
They
worse.
leave
Like,
Seattle 9 p.m. Seattle time to arrive here overnight first thing Monday morning at 8. They connect in Atlanta. Their connection in Atlanta flies here. In between, I think, Orlando and here, somebody's laptop on the plane catches fire
in their backpack.
in their backpack.
So like the timing was crazy because Rain was sitting next to me and Sam just got up to bring one of the kids to the bathroom, and Sam has this really horrible like fetish, or not fetish, but like conspiracy theory on like airplane bathrooms. She doesn't like, you can get like locked in it, so she doesn't like using them. So she had to use them. Miraculously, all the kids had to use the bathroom. So I was like, you know what, I'll take Rain. It's right there. So I take Rain, and I'm telling Rain not to lock the bathroom because I'm right there. Of course, she locks the bathroom. So I'm locked in on the bathroom, making sure she doesn't lock herself in, because prior to going on the plane, we were using the bathroom, and she locks like the normal stall bathroom, and she forgot how to open it, so she crawls under. So I'm like, oh my god, holy fuck, please don't get stuck in this bathroom. So I'm looking obviously back down the aisle. So Sam's like mouthing to me like, is she okay, whatever. And then I see like the backpack in the middle aisle like on fire, and you just see like all these people like stand up and like smoke, and I'm pointing to Sam, and I'm like, look behind you.
Sam was not
like
turning
this.
her head.
She was
No
like,
chance.
fuck no. And she didn't
No.
even move. So she's like telling me to get Rain out of the bathroom. Rain unlocks the door. She still has soap on her hands. I'm washing her hands. It was a whole
So I've
thing.
been through this before. I know how this works.
Like, oh my god.
So literally an engine failed mid-air when I was flying one time, and basically what they do is they land at the nearest airport. They don't take no risk. So basically what happened is Enasia and Sam and Phil and their whole family literally landed in Fort Myers. And they waited because it's a Delta flight, and Delta's hub is in Atlanta, so they needed an extra fire extinguisher or whatever they use to be put on the plane because they can't take off without it. So somebody else had to come and bring an extra fire extinguisher from Atlanta on that plane to Fort Myers for them to come back to Fort Lauderdale. Enasia didn't get home till like 4:30, 5 o'clock yesterday, and she literally was flying from 9 p.m. from the day before.
Yeah.
So it was an awful flight for sure.
That kind of thing happened at Tower. Did land far away. I think she landed in like, I think it was Fort Myers.
Yeah.
She's like, F it, I'm renting a car.
Well, they couldn't though, because their stuff was still on the plane.
Yeah, our check bags and stuff, they were still there.
Their stuff was still on the plane.
Like, it was horrible.
When it happened to me mid-air, I was coming from New York, and they had landed in Fort Lauderdale. They had landed in Palm Beach. And I had told the driver, because what the the airline does is if it's close enough, they'll put you in a taxi and they'll pay like a voucher. So I'm telling the taxi driver, I'm like, yo, just leave me in Parkland. I'll go get my car tomorrow. He's like, no, I have to bring you to Fort Lauderdale no matter what, because otherwise he doesn't get compensated for the ride.
How did you jump down?
He couldn't. You couldn't. So it is what it is. But no, we're glad you're okay. We're glad everything worked out. All of that stuff can be replaced. The place looked beautiful. Bainbridge looked absolutely amazing. We saw pictures of you freezing your ass off though.
Yeah, because I didn't have any clothes, so I had to wear the same shirt, shorts, washed it, and then I had a blanket when we went down to the beach. I was freezing. I lost my sweatpants and everything. I was like, oh.
Hey, the people that took Enid's bag actually got a free respect hoodie.
Hoodie and shirt.
Hoodie and shirt.
They should have took your fucking other hoodie. That's what they should have took.
What the fuck? I was like,
running around Seattle.
my hoodies were in, like, kid you not, and it's crazy. Sam and I were talking about it, like, literally as the day went on, like, how, like, everything works, because at first, all my stuff was in the back of the car, like, my ID.
We're good on time?
And Sam was the one that was like, oh, you should bring your, because I thought she was going to drop me back off so I could sleep the night and go to practice next morning, but she drove me back to practice the day. So I went upstairs, got my cleats, and took my ID out of my cleats because I had the key to the apartment. So then I kept my cleats literally here, and then literally my hoodie's right here, my socks here, and my ID on me. She didn't tell me to go back upstairs, my ID would have been lost, all my cards, everything. So I was like, what are the odds of that? Like, literally, what are the odds of that? But you know, you live and you learn. I'm taking my backpack.
I was
everywhere the fuck
busting
I
her
go.
chops all the time, and I'll explain why I was busting her chops. Listen to me,
Bro, but
Jeremy. Every time we get out of the car at home,
at night,
I tell them,
at night,
take everything out of the car.
Right.
Do not leave
Correct.
anything in the car.
But we're in, mind
Here's
you.
the thing. She was in Seattle. We live in a old people neighborhood. Like, there's
No, it's not even
bar.
that. It's not even that.
There's no
Every
bar.
single time we get home at night, I take my backpack, I take everything out of the car. Nigga, we were going to a restaurant.
I don't care. Like,
you want me to bring my backpack, huddling like
if
I'm
you
hiking?
did, it wouldn't have been lost.
Bro, it's so unrealistic, bro. The kids' iPads and the shit was in the car too. Like,
on this side of things, if my laptop and stuff is in the backpack, I'm bringing it aside.
Thank you. You see? Thank you.
I don't understand why you'd have thousands of dollars of stuff.
For those that don't know, that's Liam, by the way. He actually speaks.
I definitely take the backpack inside.
Me too.
See?
Whenever I travel, because I'll bring like my cameras, and I have a bunch of cameras, and they're thousands of dollars each. There's no way I'm leaving that.
Thank you.
In
Thank
the
you.
car.
Thank you.
I
I'm
don't
not
care-
the
I don't
only
care if
one
I'm running
here.
inside to grab a
Okay,
drink.
So
okay,
here, just real quick.
Realistically,
that's cameras. He has laptop.
She has a MacBook. Her MacBook was in there.
Yes,
That's
valid.
$1,300.
Stuff like that.
That's
Like-
$1,300.
Yes, but I'm going across the
I
knowing right
understand.
mind.
Yeah,
wait.
Now you're gonna take it right.
Realistic.
Now you're gonna take it right.
When you go to pick up food or something like that, you bring your backpack with you inside?
No,
Big
nigga.
what?
Backpack with you.
So when
inside.
we go to Houston, do you mean tell me you bring your fucking backpack in the store? No.
What are you talking about? My backpack is not in the car. Like,
Sometimes
What?
when you go from work to Houston's, your backpack is
Yes,
in
it
the
is.
last
What
time
are
we
you
went to
talking
Houston's,
about?
yeah,
Come on,
that
be
is right. That is
serious.
true.
Be
That's
serious.
true.
Okay,
That is
thank
right.
Did you bring your backpack inside?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but my shit ain't get got, so there's no reason to speak
Because
on
we
it.
weren't-
Like,
Yo, this is what I'm talking about.
there's no reason to talk. There's no reason to talk about it.
He
Now,
got
mind
it,
you,
he got it, he got
I
it,
was
he got it,
busting.
he
I
got
was
it.
busting her chops because the whole time that she was there, they took the clothes, her branded clothes, and she had to wear clothes that wasn't her brand. So the whole time that she's there, after she gets got, she's literally in clothes that doesn't have nothing to do with her brand, and I'm sitting there saying,
Nigga,
Enasia,
at that moment, I'm not thinking about my fucking brand. Like, hello? Like, be for real. Like, come on. Like, what the hell?
I wore respect shirts all through Universal.
And that's the way it should be. And shout out to Phil, because Phil was an excellent model. He was literally wearing it to pick up Enasia. He was wearing it out there. He was wearing it at the airport.
Last turn I counted on how many times that someone commented and people I told about it who were asking about it. I think it was 22 times.
I don't know what to say. Like, you know, I just did an amazing job of making these two
was
business entrepreneurs. Like,
It was all old people though.
it's fine. That doesn't matter. But that's because they value what it says.
100%.
It's the same way as when you walk by and you see somebody that has, you know, a U.S. Army or a veteran's hat or whatever it may be. The people that actually stop, which my kids 100% do because I don't play that shit. The kids that actually stop, or the people that actually stop and they say something to those individuals, value what those individuals did. Period. I give you an example. I went to go get food for them the other day, and I see a guy, and he has a pouch, and on his pouch basically says something about the U.S. or whatever. So I turned around while I'm waiting for my food, and I'm like, yo, I appreciate your service. Thank you so much. And he's like, how'd you know? And I said, I saw your pouch. And then we start having a conversation while he's waiting for the other guy, and he goes, man, you don't understand how much that means to people like us. Like, for people to acknowledge what we do and appreciate what we, even the little smallest gesture, for them to just sit there and say, listen, it was my honor. It means the world to them. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe. Joe is in Mexico. He's enjoying himself. He's having a great old time at the Nickelodeon Resort. I spoke to him earlier today. He texted me, "Hola, amigo." I said, "Homie, did you all of a sudden know Spanish? You learned Spanish while you out there?" Like, I'm
God.
He's getting abducted.
Oh my god.
Did you learn Spanish while you out there? So shout out to him and his whole family. They're enjoying Nickelodeon for sure. Enasia stays with us for probably, we're still discussing this, another 13 days with us before she has to take off and go to FSU. Are you excited to go to FSU?
No, I'm excited to start. I'm excited to meet the rest of the team. And, you know, going from Seattle in that environment to knowing that it's somewhat going to be the same when I go to FSU as well, it's going to be very, very fun. I'm excited. Super excited.
So EJ texted the group chat because we launched the War Champ merch for pre-order this Monday. Now, mind you, this is all stuff that, and for those that don't know, EnasiaColon.com is where you go. ENASIACOLON.com to support us. So when I do these drops, it's all collectively discussed. So meaning like, yo, we'll do this version, this colorway, whatever. We send it for multiple people to get feedback. Once the feedback is received, we then sit there, we make our decision as a family, we go with it, right? Cool. EJ texts the family group chat first thing Monday morning. Why are we calling it the War Chant edition and why aren't we calling it FSU edition? Homie, we can't. There's no way possible. Do you want to get a cease and desist letter? Are you nuts? Like, we have to call it that. Like, are you nuts?
Did you think before you sent that text?
No, absolutely not.
Because War Chant, that's.
Everybody knows what the War Chant is. I hate FSU. I know what the War Chant is.
Yeah. So see, here's the thing, right? So like for EJ, just to let you know, right? So you can say certain things, like you can say it's FSU inspired. You can say like you can't use their stuff.
FSU.
You're right. You can't use their stuff to promote it because you have to cut them in on the deal. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it's protected. It's trademark protected. So for example, if somebody came and they used our stuff, like I'd be knocking on their door with Paul Moore, attorney at law, which is Liam's dad, immediately. Yo, send them a letter right away. Yeah. Like, no playing around. Like, you know what I mean?
They can't do that. They
can't do that. You know what I mean? So, no actuality. And this is what people ask for. Because, like, people had mentioned as soon as Enasia had transferred, first thing they said is, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? We knew it was in the works. Yeah. But I don't rush anything. I take my time with all of this stuff. I make sure it comes out right. I get the feedback that I need to get back. And I roll with it. Because there was earlier versions. You can speak on it if you want. There were earlier versions, but Enasia said she didn't want to do it.
No, yeah, there was a couple other versions. And I don't know, I just didn't like how it looked. And then EJ pitched in too about it too, and we were just on the same.
It just didn't.
Yeah, it didn't look right. It didn't feel good. But then the one that's out now.
It's the only time he didn't.
Looked good.
But that's why it's important to get the feedback, right? Because we came up with 3 different versions. The 3 different versions. This is what it was. One of them was a no to me, color wise. One of them was a no to them because there was something on the shirt that they didn't want on the shirt, which is fine. And then we ended up making the decision, and the final result is what you see.
Yeah, but it was good.
Put it up one more time for me, please, if you don't mind, Jeremy. So basically, this is the colorway, both colorways that we're going to have. One of them is basically, this one is the gold and garnet, and then the other one is garnet and gold. Yeah, put both. There it goes. Thank you. Appreciate it. EnasiaColon.com, ENASIACOLON.com to get your merch there. We also have to make some new Parkland Respect UPSL stuff. And even with that stuff, right? So, like, I'm trying to talk to Demel about that, and we're going back and forth on it a little bit because while I do have creative control, I'm also still mindful of creating merch for Parkland that resonates with Parkland's colorway. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I know the minute I promise you that we deviate off of their colorway to create a different colorway, everybody's gonna be like, but what is that? But what is that? What does that have to do with us? Because a lot of people don't understand that you create the alternate colorway on purpose to get people to buy in. You understand?
Oh, what? So like they're like navy blue, white, and then like the alternate colors like another color?
I don't want to give out too much, but it's a sneak peek. So like obviously they're navy, white, and red.
Right.
Okay. You can only play with navy, white, and red so much. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't do much with that.
Yeah.
So then you have to come up with alternate colorways. So you basically...
That's why, like in FIFA, when you have like PSG, they have their colors, and then they have like a fucking like tan, whatever.
Exactly. So we're trying to figure out whether or not we're going to come up with an alternate colorway for Parkland. The next colorway is going to be relatively simple. It's literally going to be white shirt. We have to come out with new whites for them, and then just red writing on the front. Respect. Dumel is suggesting that we put your website somewhere on the shirt, which is a great idea. But I'm also explaining to him that it doesn't matter where the website is on the shirt. We still need the community to be involved and fully buy in to what we're doing. Because in all actuality, especially with what we do for them goes right back to them. Like, you understand? So that allows us to keep doing what we're doing. So anytime Parkland decides to stand up, Parkland Soccer Club decides to stand up and support Enasia and EJ's merch brand, literally we just end up giving right back to them as well.
Right.
To be quite honest with you. Excited, really, really excited. Our draft, I just found out yesterday, our draft that we will have August 26th, Tuesday, August 26th here at the show. We have a big extravaganza show that we do here. The draft, we do the first 3 rounds. Will be presented to you by BPI Sports. So
Yay.
BPI Sports will be sponsoring that episode. We'll basically, I don't know whether we'll come up with a big tub for the winner from last year, who is J-Maz, and probably have some
use their
fun.
product, so that's really good.
Yeah, so BPI Sports will be sponsoring that episode.
Protein
So,
shakes and chicken wings, throw up on the.
well, Chicken Wings because Wings Plus also sponsors the show, catering wise for us, food wise. And you know what? I don't deviate off of that because in all actuality, when you go to a draft, a fantasy draft, you gotta have finger food, right?
Yeah, like fries, the celery and the ranch, and then the wings.
What happened last year was the wings came in. We had fried, and then just in the middle of the draft, 30,000 cheese fries came in.
So what happened was, this is the thing that happened. The thing that happened was they forgot them at first. And shout out to my boy Brett. Brett was like, "Oh, we forgot him. That's on us." And he just sent a boatload of cheese fries. And it was just like, we had endless cheese fries like there was no tomorrow. I didn't even get a chance to take care of the DoorDash lady that they sent it, because they use DoorDash as their senders. I didn't give it a chance to take, because I was live on stage recording. I was literally doing it. And originally, Joe didn't want to do the 3 rounds live like that. And then it ended up being so cool that Joe was like, yeah, I'll do it again. Because he thought he was going to be confined and not being able to do his show the way, his draft the way he wanted to. But it was cool. We got to do better this year. That's the only league that EJ and I haven't won yet.
Really?
No. We have to do better.
Because it makes no sense.
Well, last year we had the first pick and then we got destroyed. Because he got hurt.
NFL makes no sense. Sometimes, a guy will be number 1 draft pick, and then he'll be like, I don't want to play. Or he'll just play like shit and just... NFL's weird, bro. It's too much of a business. It's too much of a business now. It's too much of a business now.
4th of July here for us was good. We really didn't do too much. We just stayed at the house. We made some steaks, right, EJ? We made some steaks. We left the hamburgers for the next day. I didn't let off no fireworks. We just chilled. We just relaxed more than anything else.
I didn't know on July 6th you had to let up fireworks, by the way.
They always do it,
July
a
6th,
couple
I'm hearing
days
fireworks
afterwards.
go
I don't know why.
You're in South Florida. It could be Tuesday afternoon. We're gonna let out fireworks.
Yeah, just randomly. But PSG does play tomorrow.
Yes, they do. PSG plays Real Madrid. This is the part that drives me nuts, though, in all actuality. So Chelsea just beat up on Fluminense. They're in the final. So they're waiting. They're waiting on the winner between Real Madrid and PSG for the final. In order for PSG to get through the final, we had to play a boatload of motherfuckers. We had to play fucking Bayern Munich. We had to play Real Madrid. Chelsea had to play. Who?
Oh, hello.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah? What?
And they played, I'm not gonna lie, they played Palmeiras, and that was even...
They played Palmeiras, they played Fluminense, they played... What? Who did you play? Yeah, so PSG ends up going against, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. We gotta play everybody that's freaking tough. And then freaking Chelsea gets to play nobodies.
I mean, hey, it'll make it more worth it when we get to the final.
Yeah.
And then we play them.
Allez, Paris Saint-Germain.
The last time we killed Inter Milan, last time we played a team that had an easy run to the finals.
Oh, but in all actuality, and I have to bring this up. I want to bring this up because EJ, you on the past couple episodes, for those that haven't watched, EJ's always complaining about how he's been born into these teams that suck. The Mets, the Jets, the Knicks, whatever.
Trash.
PSG is winning. And if Joe was on this episode, I would have explained it to Joe, and I'll bring it up eventually again. So this is how it feels to be a winner. Because the DMs that I've been getting lately about PSG and how they've been winning games are ridiculous.
He heard him on purpose.
He sent one in the group chat, and I was like, yo, this has to be fake. There's no...
This person actually thought that Donnarumma, our goalkeeper, excuse me,
No, you're good.
intentionally hurt the guy.
It made no sense. That was so stupid.
I play keeper. When someone's charging your box, you're not waiting for the defender to clear that shit out. It's not.
Exactly.
I was like, it was ridiculous, what I had to go. And I'm sitting there showing people, Jeremy, just to let you know, I'm like, yo, look, my team wins one major title, because they won all the rest. They win one, and this is what I have to go through?
I thought that was crazy. And mind you, after it happened, obviously the goalkeeper is trying to look to distribute the ball, whatever. And then obviously his player's no, stop, whatever. He looks back, he sees the injured guy, and he literally instantly in distraught.
I have to bring it up. There's a video that only my family has and one other individual. I was talking reckless. I was sitting there screaming, Ale, Paris, and I was like, you can't beat us with 11? You can't beat us with 10? You can't beat us with 9? I
think it's us and a 10-year-old that has it.
No, but it was just the truth because I was getting so much shit during that game. It was he broke his ankle. That was dirty. Blah. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
I'm like, clearly this is your first soccer game.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's the bad.
that's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying to
And
those
reporters,
people.
and even after you sent me the clip, even after the game, like they talk about the game, or whatever. I forgot who said it. One of the reporters after the game, he was like, "Yeah."
ESPN FC.
Yeah, ESPN FC. Like even in the NFL, that's like a common injury because you're just colliding. It's not like he literally like
Purposely did it.
Yeah.
There's no intention.
Like at that point, there's nothing he could have done. Like at that point, he's trying to just get the ball. I thought that was stupid. I thought you were joking about that shit. But
No, I wasn't joking at all, to be quite honest with you. Not at all.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
Well, guys, that's going to conclude today's episode. Make sure you click like, subscribe on all podcast platforms, on Rumble and on YouTube. Your support has been absolutely amazing. Show sponsored by KD Power Greens, our urban farm microgreens company that I own with my kids. Guys, pre-order your EC Respect War Chant merch at EnasiaColon.com. That's ENASIACOLON.com. We'll see you next episode. Appreciate you guys.